Whoa, okay, hold up a second. You know that feeling, that little niggle in the back of your mind as things start to, well, shift a bit as you get older,
Mm-hmm.
especially when it comes to prostate health?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's not exactly the most glamorous topic, I get it.
Definitely not dinner party conversation, usually.
Right, but honestly, it's one of those things you just can't really afford to ignore, and that's exactly why I had to, well, dive headfirst into this Prosta Peak.
Ah, yes, Prosta Peak.
This supplement is claiming it's got the goods to really support a healthy prostate, and I saw it has a blend of over 20 ingredients. My curiosity, yeah, officially peaked.
Exactly. And what's truly interesting about products like Prosta Peak is, the approach they take,
How so?
trying to bring together a whole multitude of natural ingredients, all sort of aimed at supporting one specific area of health.
Right.
So this deep dive is really all about cracking open the hood on Prosta Peak,
Mhm.
looking at what makes it tick, at least according to their own overview. We're going to break down what's supposedly inside, explore the idea behind this formulation, and, well, hopefully give you a much clearer picture of whether this could be something worth considering for your own well-being.
Right. So, okay, the very first thing that jumps out is this unique blend of 20 plus ingredients and nutrients. 20 plus.
That's a lot.
It's like a whole botanical garden in one go, isn't it? And they specifically say it's specially designed to support a healthy prostate.
That's the core claim.
Then they drop this bombshell claiming it's the only product in the world with this exact combination. Okay, that's a bold statement.
It is a bold marketing claim, yeah.
And maybe it's down to the specific ratios, or I don't know where they source everything from.
Possibly. That claim of exclusivity, while definitely attention-grabbing, often boils down to the specific formulation, the precise blend and amounts of each ingredient.
Ah, okay.
What's probably more important for you to consider is the role of the individual ingredients themselves and, any established research supporting their use for prostate health.
Right, not just the only one claim.
Exactly. These unique formulations are often about those specific ratios rather than entirely novel ingredients nobody's ever heard of. The effectiveness, well, it still hinges on the individual components and how much is actually in there.
Totally. Makes sense. So let's get down to brass tacks then. What's actually in this concoction?
Okay.
First up, they've got this thing called a proprietary blend of 20 plus plants and nutrients. Now, that term proprietary blend, that's key here, right?
It is. It means we know what the ingredients are, but not the exact amounts of each one.
Which is pretty standard stuff in the supplement world, I suppose.
Very common, yes.
Okay, so inside this blend, we find cat's claw. They say that might give your immune system a bit of a boost, maybe ease some stiffness, and even help keep your bones strong.
Interesting. Cat's claw and also soursop, which we'll get to, seem to point towards immune support,
Right.
which, while not directly a prostate issue per se, can definitely contribute to overall wellness as men get older.
Sure, the whole system. Then we've got green tea, and I mean, we all know the buzz around green tea, don't we?
Oh, yeah, it's everywhere.
Could be good for your heart. They're saying it's beneficial for the prostate, and maybe even helps with weight management. Wow, talk about a plant with potential.
And when we look at green tea, it does contain these compounds, catechins,
Right.
that have shown some promise in certain studies for supporting prostate health. But again, the specific amount in this blend is what ultimately matters. We just don't know that figure.
Gotcha. Okay, this blend just keeps going. We've got Pygeum next,
Pygeum africanum.
which they suggest might help with those, like, feverish feelings, support a healthy urinary tract, and promote a healthy inflammatory response. Now, you hear inflammatory response thrown around a lot.
All the time.
It's basically just your body's way of dealing with injury or irritation, right? So
Right.
keeping that in check is generally seen as a good thing.
Absolutely. Chronic inflammation is increasingly understood to play a role in various age-related health issues. So ingredients targeting that make sense in this context.
Then raspberry jumps into the mix, potentially improving heart health, helping with weight loss, supporting healthy aging. It's like a multitasker.
Seems like it.
Next up is soursop, which they claim might support healthy digestion, another healthy inflammatory response mention, and give your immunity a boost.
So again, that immune angle alongside digestion and inflammation.
And finally, a big one. This one always comes up in prostate discussions. Saw Palmetto.
Yes, definitely a well-known one.
They claim it may maintain a healthy urinary tract, support prostate health directly, and also support a healthy inflammatory response. It really feels like they're trying to hit this from multiple angles.
It does seem like a multifaceted approach. By combining these pretty diverse ingredients, they're likely trying to target various interconnected aspects of men's health that are relevant to prostate function. Well, like urinary health, inflammation, like we mentioned, and even immune function. And, when we consider Saw Palmetto specifically, there's quite a history of traditional use and also some research suggesting benefits for urinary symptoms associated with prostate health.
Okay, so that's the big group, the 20-plus blend. But wait, you're saying there's more?
There is, yes. They also list a proprietary blend of 4 plants and minerals.
Huh, okay, smaller group.
A smaller group. And interestingly, a few of these names ring a bell from the first blend, but they list slightly different claims this time.
Oh, like what?
Well, you've got green tea extract whopping up again,
Right.
but this time they're specifically highlighting potential support for healthy liver function.
Okay, different focus.
Then raspberries back, now focused on helping to maintain healthy digestion.
Digestion again, okay.
Saw Palmetto makes another appearance, this time with the emphasis on supporting optimal urinary tract functioning.
Urinary tract, got it.
And Pygeum is here for a second round too, potentially helping with prostate urinary discomfort.
So, urinary discomfort specifically. It's interesting how they're highlighting slightly different benefits for some of the same ingredients across these two blends.
It is interesting.
Almost like a targeted approach within the whole formula.
That's possibly the idea. This more nuanced formulation could be intentional. By including certain ingredients in both blends, maybe in different forms or concentrations, they might be attempting to maximize specific benefits for different bodily functions.
Functions that are relevant to prostate health and just general well-being.
Exactly. The subtle shifts in the claimed benefits really do highlight how complex these plant-based compounds can be and, how they might interact within the body.
Makes total sense. Now, it's not just about what's inside, is it? It's also got to be about how easy it is to actually use this stuff.
Practicality matters for sure.
They're touting this as a natural formula that's easy to use. Plus, and this is a big one for a lot of people, I think they emphasize no stimulants and that it's non-habit forming. That's definitely good news if you're looking for something to incorporate into your routine without, those kinds of worries.
Absolutely. Those practical aspects are indeed crucial for long-term use, aren't they?
Yeah, you don't want something that makes you jittery or that you feel dependent on.
Precisely. The natural formula claim aligns with the plant-derived ingredients we've been discussing. And the absence of stimulants and the non-habit-forming nature, well, that can address potential reservations some individuals might have about trying a new supplement.
All right, let's talk turkey. How can you actually get your hands on Prosta Peak Money Talk?
The purchasing options, right?
They've laid out 3 main options here. First, the starter pack. That's 1 bottle, a 30-day supply.
Okay.
And that'll set you back $69. Plus, you got to factor in shipping costs on that one.
Right. Shipping's extra on the single bottle.
Then there's the most popular option. That's a 90-day supply, so 3 bottles. The price drops to $59 each bottle.
Getting cheaper per bottle.
Yeah, and the nice perk here is you get free shipping. Plus, you snag 2 free bonuses, which we'll get to.
Ah, the bonuses.
And finally, the best value option, a 180-day supply, that's 6 bottles, for $49 piece.
Okay. Biggest discount there.
Also, with free shipping and those same 2 free bonuses, it definitely looks like they're sweetening the deal if you decide to commit to a larger supply.
That tiered pricing strategy, with increasing discounts for larger purchases, plus the added incentives like free shipping and bonus items, it's a very common marketing approach in the supplement industry.
You see it everywhere.
You do. And while the value of the larger packages might seem appealing financially, it's always wise for you to consider your individual needs and whether you really want to commit to a, say, 6-month supply, especially when you're trying a product for the very first time.
Good point. Don't want 6 bottles of something that doesn't agree with you. Now, these bonuses, they sound pretty interesting.
Would I?
If you go for the 90 or 180-day supply, you get bonus, #1, revitalize your vitality, 21 days to support healthy erections.
Okay.
It's a digital download, apparently usually priced at $69.95, but it's free with those bigger purchases. It talks about past issues with remedies and how to potentially use natural at-home approaches for prevention.
Interesting angle.
Then there's bonus #2, erectile mastery, unlocking your potential for intimacy and vitality. Another digital download, same regular price, also free with the multi-bottle orders.
And what's that one about?
This one seems to focus more on confidence, improving communication with your partner, and generally enhancing intimacy. So it looks like they're addressing some, related aspects of men's overall well-being too.
That makes sense. The inclusion of these specific bonuses suggests they are considering the broader spectrum of men's health concerns that can sometimes, be associated or overlap with prostate health as men age.
Right, it's all connected in a way.
And offering them as digital downloads provides immediate access for the customer and, well, it reduces shipping costs for the company.
Smart. Now, they've also included testimonials. You always see these, right? From people who've supposedly used Prosta Peak.
The user stories, yes.
We've got James Wilson, 53 from Texas, who says, I feel better already. My energy is great. Then Mark Edwards, 45 from Florida, mentions, I was struggling to figure something out until I took this. Amazing.
Okay.
And Josh Simpson, 55 from Washington, says, this is something I swear by daily it's that good. I mean, there's some pretty enthusiastic reviews, wasn't you say?
They certainly sound positive, yes.
Yeah.
But, and this is a big but, it's really, really important to pay close attention to the disclaimer that follows right after those quotes.
Oh, the fine print.
Exactly. It explicitly states, these are not typical user results.
Right. Crucial bit.
It's absolutely critical. Individual responses to dietary supplements can vary wildly, just huge variations sometimes.
Why is that?
Oh, due to a whole range of factors, your overall health status, your lifestyle habits, diet, exercise, even your genetic makeup. So while testimonials can offer, a glimpse into some people's experiences,
Like James, Mark, and Josh.
they really shouldn't be taken as any kind of guarantee of what you might experience. Manage those expectations.
Absolutely. That disclaimer is definitely front and center for a reason. Okay, now, what about feeling a bit more secure if you do decide to buy? Guarantees.
Good question. They do offer a 100% satisfaction, 180-day money-back guarantee.
180 days, that's half a year.
It's a pretty substantial window of time, yes.
So what's the deal?
They're basically saying if you're not happy, not impressed with the changes in your prostate health within those 180 days, just reach out to them. You'll get a full refund.
Wow, that kind of guarantee, well, it can definitely give you more confidence when trying something new, can't it?
It certainly can. A 180-day money-back guarantee offers a significant level of buyer protection. It suggests the company has some confidence in their product
Or at least willing to stand behind it financially.
and is willing to provide customers with ample time to assess its effectiveness for their own individual needs. But, as always,
Read the terms and conditions.
exactly. It would be wise to familiarize yourself with the specific T's and C's of that guarantee before you buy, just so you know the exact process if you need it.
Good advice. They also point out that Prosta Peak is manufactured in the USA from the finest of foreign and domestic ingredients. Okay. And they mention a frequently asked questions section, an FAQ,
Standard practice.
which, while we don't have the specific questions and answers here in this overview, it does suggest they've anticipated common queries people might have.
Right.
It's always a bit reassuring to know that there's likely more information available if you're curious about something specific,
It is. Knowing the manufacturing location, made in the USA, can be a deciding factor for some consumers. And the inclusion of an FAQ section is generally a good sign that the company is trying to be transparent and provide comprehensive information, addressing potential customer inquiries proactively.
And crucially, they provide clear contact information. That's always good to see. There's a way to reach out for product support directly through the Prosta Peak people, and also separate contact information for order support through ClickBank,
ClickBank.
who they identify as the retailer, the platform selling it.
That distinction is important.
Yeah, so it's good, who to call for what. Product question versus billing question.
Absolutely. Readily available contact information is just essential for good customer service. Knowing who to contact for different types of issues, product versus order, can make the whole experience much smoother if problems arise.
Okay, now, this next part, this is where it gets really important, I think. They have a pretty extensive section of disclaimers, standard maybe, but crucial.
Absolutely vital. Cannot stress this enough.
They stress that the information they're providing, on their site, in their materials, it should not be seen as a substitute for proper advice from a qualified healthcare professional.
Correct. It's information, not medical advice.
They urge you, the listener, to talk to your doctor about any lifestyle changes you're considering. And if you have any existing medical conditions, they say it's essential, absolutely essential, to consult with your own doctor first.
Non-negotiable, really.
They also clearly state, and this is the standard FDA disclaimer for supplements, that their product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
That's a legal requirement and important for consumers to understand.
And if you're pregnant, nursing, taking any medications at all, or have any medical condition, they absolutely recommend speaking with your doctor before using their products or any supplement, really.
Yes, all really crucial advice to take to heart. These disclaimers are absolutely vital. Dietary supplements are not drugs. They're not intended to replace professional medical advice or treatment.
Right.
It is always, always best to have an open and honest conversation with your healthcare provider about any health concerns you have and before starting any new supplement. Especially if you have pre-existing conditions or taking other medications, interactions are a real possibility.
Good point. They don't stop there either. They go on to say that the content on their website and the product itself are based on the author's opinion.
Interesting phrasing, author's opinion.
And are provided as EIs and as available. They basically advise you to do your own independent research. Don't just take their word for it.
Sound advice in general.
And to always verify information with other reliable sources, including, again, your healthcare provider. They also make it clear that ClickBank is simply the retailer. Their role as the seller doesn't imply any endorsement of the product or the claims being made about Prosta Peak.
That clarifies the relationship. ClickBank is the platform, not the manufacturer or endorser.
And finally, just a practical note, they mention that for anyone living outside the United States, international shipping fees will apply. So yeah, definitely a lot of important points to keep in mind there.
Absolutely. These additional disclaimers really underscore the importance of you, the consumer, being an active, informed participant in your own healthcare decisions.
Right, you got to own it.
It's crucial not to rely solely on the information provided by the manufacturer or seller. Seek out multiple perspectives, do that independent research, and always loop in your healthcare provider. And clarifying ClickBank's role just helps understand the different entities involved in the transaction.
Okay, and one last thing to note here, buried near the end, they have a section titled Scientific References.
Oh, what's in there?
Well, it seems to be a list of citations, scientific papers and such, related to benign prostatic hyperplasia, or BPH.
Common condition.
And lower urinary tract symptoms, LUTS. They mention that these references provide a sort of scientific foundation for the broader discussion around prostate health.
Okay.
Now, they don't actually go into the specifics of any of these studies in this particular overview we looked at. But
The fact they list them is something.
Right. It does suggest that there is a body of scientific literature that underpins the general topic of prostate health, even if it doesn't directly validate Prosta Peak itself.
That's a fair assessment. The inclusion of scientific references, even without detailed explanations in this marketing material, does add a certain layer of credibility to the general discussion around prostate health.
Shows they've at least looked at some research.
It indicates there's a scientific basis for understanding prostate function and related issues, although, and it's worth repeating, the specific effectiveness of Prosta Peak itself would still depend entirely on its unique formulation, the ingredient quality, the dosages, and how your body responds.
Got it. So, okay, to kind of bring it all together then, we've really dug into this Prosta Peak overview.
We have.
We've looked at its pretty extensive list of ingredients, those 2 proprietary blends, the potential benefits they're highlighting for prostate and urinary health, inflammation, even immunity. We covered the different ways you can purchase it, those pricing tiers.
The bundles and bonuses.
Right, those extra digital bonuses they offer, the testimonials with that big caveat and that rather long 180-day money-back guarantee.
And all the really important disclaimers and the need to consult a doctor.
Absolutely. It's presented essentially as a natural and maybe convenient way to give your prostate health some support. And yeah, that 180-day guarantee certainly stands out.
It does. And I think this deep dive into the Prosta Peak overview really emphasizes the need for you to look beyond just the marketing claims.
Yeah, gotta look under the hood.
Consider the individual components. Think about the broader context of your own health, and definitely weigh the evidence or lack thereof for specific blends. You now have, hopefully, a more comprehensive understanding of what this supplement claims to offer. the ingredients it contains according to them, and the company's assurances alongside those crucial disclaimers.
Exactly. So, thinking about everything we've unpacked today, that, impressive list of ingredients, the clear focus on supporting prostate health as men age, and all the different angles they seem to be tackling,
Hmm.
what further questions or, I don't know, areas of research might you be curious about regarding these individual components, perhaps, or maybe how they might actually work together synergistically inside the body? It's definitely a fascinating area to consider as you navigate your own health and wellness journey.